It's the last day of election campaign in Rajasthan today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Devgarh in Rajasthan. He will also attend Mirabai Mahotsav in Uttar Pradesh, which is in Mathura later in the day. Home Minister Amit Shah will also hold roadshow in Rajasthan today in Chittorgarh and Nathdwara. Mr. Shah addressed a press conference a short while ago in which he lashed out at the Congress party for working against the interest of farmers and women, mainly talking about all the law and order issues that the government has been facing. He also said that the Congress party is against the interests of the OBC communities and said that it was the Congress party under Rajiv Gandhi that had stalled the Mandal Commission report, but it was the BJP under Narendra Modi that gave constitutional powers to the OBC Commission. He also claimed that the Congress party has defaulted on its poll promise to waive off loans of farmers. Remember, loan waiver is also a promise that the Congress has made this time. He said the crime against women in the state has reached its peak and women are bearing the brunt of it, and this time women are unitedly going to vote out the Gehlot government. That's what Mr. Amit Shah said. He also said that the welfare promises of Mr. Gehlot are nothing but a knee-jerk reaction to the BJP's campaign. Remember, Ashok Gehlot has also been lashing out at the BJP. Earlier today, he said that the BJP wanted to arrest Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Singh Baghel, responding to Mr. Shah's comment that Mr. Gehlot has to speak some nice words about Sachin Pilot once in a while. Remember, both parties are trying to reach out to the Gujar communities in the last few days. This is the community that Sachin Pilot comes from. Mr. Gehlot said that the firing of Gujars was actually under the BJP rule in the state and not the Congress's.
कांग्रेस की भ्रष्टाचार लाल डायरी भ्रष्टाचार का प्रतीक हुआ है। दीपावली की डायरियां जो निकलती है उसमें आज सबसे कम डिमांड अगर है तो लाल कलर की डायरी की डिमांड है, क्योंकि सबको डर है कि मैं शुभकामनाओं के लिए लाल डायरी दूंगा तो वो भ्रष्टाचार का प्रतीक न माना जाए।
ये लोग एक्सपोज तो हो देश के अंदर कि तुम षड्यंत्रकारी बने हुए हो, आप षड्यंत्र करके देश की सरकारों में चुनाव जीतना चाहते हो, मुख्यमंत्री अरेस्ट करना चाहते हो, छापे डाल दिए पीछे बहन के घर पे 10 घंटे बैठे रहे, कोई एक सवाल नहीं पूछा उनको।
I have Avinash Kalla and Sanjay Singh with me, both of them senior political analysts. Mr. Singh, Amit Shah's press conference on the last day of campaign in every state is something that all political journalists look forward to, because in some ways he'll summarize the entire campaign for us. And today, that's exactly what he did, because he lashed out at the Congress party for, the crimes against women, corruption, Lal Diary, all the allegations that the party has been making against Congress. And clearly, BJP seems to be very confident about Rajasthan, at least because the state also has a tradition of voting out the incumbent in the last 30 years. So how do you see this, this lashing out against the Congress party when it comes to law and order? Law and order specifically is so emotive as a subject in Indian society.
Well, Sudha, irrespective of tradition, Rajasthan's tradition of changing the incumbent every 5 years, that remains Rajasthan government's track record is very poor on 3 counts: A, law and order; B, communal situation; and C, on corruption. The corruption, if you have seen some days ago, even from Secretariat, huge cash and gold was found. That, I think, was very, very serious thing, besides their allegations of paper leak on multiple occasions. About women's safety, of course, there had been issues and number of issues where women and minors from the Dalit community have been victims. There have been instances of communal flare-up where majority community on various places, at some places, were on receiving end. And when it comes to election, closer to election, it is about public perception, how people perceive it, and how you have done as the government of the day. But it is for the people at large to perceive as to how the government has performed on those counts. See, today's press conference, of course, Amit Shah is going to hold roadshow. But last day, when campaign closes, press conferences become important because all newspapers are invited and all media channels and whatsoever, because the ambit of journalism has also widened with expansion of digital and social media. So therefore, you invite all of them, and all of them make their comments during the day, and when silent period comes in. What again? Another thing that was very interesting, what Prime Minister Narendra Modi said yesterday about Rajesh Pilot and how Sachin Pilot had to pay to Rajesh Pilot's defiance to Congress leadership and trying to for his candidature as party president.
Right.
And if you see, Sachin Pilot was made to clarify today. He said in his clarification statement, Sachin Pilot said, late Sri Rajesh Pilot was inspired by Indira Gandhi, but he did not say anything further,
Right.
which I think many people will perceive and interpret in their own ways, which I think would not be very healthy for the Congress.
Right. Mr. Kalla, one thing I found fascinating was Amit Shah also talking about women, Behne, unitedly, voting out the Ashok Gehlot government, because Ashok Gehlot government's USP is also at least, what we perceive as welfare, and welfare does improve the lives of women. So be it health or be it education, that is also an important pitch that the Congress has made for itself. So do you think that there is a sentiment of, a collective sentiment, at least among women, on the law and order issue, that the government has failed them, or this compulsory FIR thing, like, at least the investigation is fast, is that also a sentiment that has caught up with women?
Vasudha, no denying the fact that in Rajasthan, women do feel unsafe and unsecure, because when you travel out of places like Jaipur, we've all seen people or girl child leaving schools early, reaching their place as long as the daylight is there. So BJP's campaign, if you look at it, it's constantly on the law and order issue, because that is the one thing where they feel that they can corner Gehlot government and gain some vote, because that is a vote that is very independent, that doesn't go with the trend. And also the fact that the Gehlot government is trying to reach out to the women community at large. Look at all the welfare schemes, the gas cylinder and 500 rupees, giving girl child incentives or scooties that they have also promised. So all the welfare schemes are focused on the households, which are dominated by women. So BJP is trying to take the Congress on by pitching about safety and issues. And interestingly, the entire day, there are few more hours left, and we're going to see more. There has been a press conference by Amit Shah, and Mr. Gehlot has also done a press conference earlier in the day, where he said, very interestingly, what he said, that when he went to campaign in Gujarat in 2017, the Prime Minister was saying, I'm your son of the soil, you should vote for me. So now the Gujaratis are coming and seeking vote in Rajasthan. You should vote for a Rajasthani. Main thasu dur nahi, I'm not far away from you. So Ashok Gehlot is also trying to consolidate all the support for himself. Yesterday he said in a press statement that I am a candidate on all the 199 seats that are going into polls. So look at my face, look at my welfare scheme and vote. So these two heavyweights have already done their thing. I think Amit Shah has got a roadshow coming up in Nathdwara, and Prime Minister is also doing a roadshow in Bhim. You have rallies from Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, and even Eknath Shinde is coming to Jaipur to come in the same place where Prime Minister Modi went, the Hawa Mahal area.
Right.
So in the Parkota of Jaipur, you have Eknath Shinde coming in, whose candidate himself is fighting an election against a BJP candidate in Uttar Purvati. So every party is trying to bring in every phrase to catch the last person that they could.
Right.
So next 4 or 5 hours are going to be very intense in Rajasthan.
So high intensity of the political activity has, of course, increased in Rajasthan. Mr. Singh, that's an important point that Mr. Kalla made. I've heard about this Bahari campaign in Bihar. We saw that in Bengal also. We've heard of Gujarati Asmita and then Maharashtrian pride. But when Gehlot talks about Gujaratis coming over and trying to take over Rajasthan, I think it was an interesting proposition that he made yesterday. And of course, Amit Shah clarified today, saying that every candidate that the BJP has fielded is from Rajasthan, is a son of the soil. How do you see this sentiment, sir? Is Rajasthan known for this sentiment?
That's a very interesting question. When you try and arouse sub-nationalism, it's at times it pays, at times it does not. In Bihar, it paid because of different other reasons, not because Bihari versus Wari clicked against Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah. A whole lot of other issues, and because of that, JDU and RJD combined it better in those elections. Come to this same slogan was coined by Congress Party and Samajwadi Party alliance in Uttar Pradesh, where UP ke ladke aur Gujarat ke ye, and that how that boomerang. First ever performance by Congress and Samajwadi Party in alliance, even otherwise. Congress was reduced to, I think, 2 or 3, and Samajwadi Party was ever. Gujarat and Rajasthan are bordering state.
Right.
Too many people from here work in Gujarat, and too many people from there work in Rajasthan. Mr. Gehlot indeed was Congress's in charge for Gujarat election in 2017.
Yes, yes.
And if you remember, around same time, in same campaign, a controversy on visiting Somnath temple, where Mr.
Yes.
Rahul Gandhi's religion was mentioned to be something else. And that controversy was also there. Mr. Gehlot spent so much of time out there that he practically joined campaign here last moment. And it was Sachin Pilot's election as in 2017. He was state president, and he indeed worked very hard in those elections.
Yes.
But in the end, you know what happened. So
Yes.
today when Mr. Gehlot says putting his face
Yes.
as next chief ministerial candidate,
Right.
we know that he did not become Congress president and wanted to remain as
Right.
a state chief minister.
Right.
But what happens if that happens? Then what
Yes.
happens to Gehlot? Sachin Pilot supporters,
Right.
particularly in a situation when Mr. Gehlot, as you yourself showed in this program,
Right.
was forced to clarify on position of Sachin Pilot and Gujar community.
Yes,
So
Mr. Singh, I think
that becomes
this is something that we need to explore in a larger discussion. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, and thank you, Mr. Kalla, for joining us.